evening, friends and budding engineers. This presentation and short 5 to 6 minutes video is all about how you enter the software industry, what type of roles you get hired for, what do they look like, what's the path to seniority for these roles, how you essentially develop the subject matter expertise that you have, and how you really traverse on a road to mature your theoretical knowledge from practical scenarios, work experience, and groom yourself to become an architect. So, this short video is all about budding and aspiring architects of the future. On the left hand side, you see a person with questions, with doubts, and what are their avatars? Their avatars are IT developer, a system administrator, an IT analyst, or a software or an application tester. That's exactly what you get hired for from engineering college recruits to direct collateral recruits, or if you have directly applied for an online job, whether it's remote, whether it's hybrid, this is essentially what you do once you enter the software industry. And this applies irrespective across the board, whether you are in a product company or in a captive organization or in a global system integrator, the typical Indian and foreign MNCs. Now, what happens if you want to pursue a career path to become an architect one day? If you look at this picture and if you read from left to right, the developer has aspirations to become an application architect one day, or a technical architect, or a solutions architect. Now, how do these terms differ? What exactly are the job roles of these? Application architect essentially could be web application architect or mobile application architect, or it could, in some cases, be a combination of both. Now, there are elements like integration architecture, which also are sometimes embedded within the profile of an application architect. Technical architect is more of a common bubble which cuts across application architecture, solutions architecture, and we will come to why it is technical, because at the end, at the bottom of the slide, you also see something called a business architect. And you might be wondering, what has business anything to do with architecture? It has. It has a very tight coupling. We will come to that. Now, solutions architect. Essentially, this person is focused on building solutions, right from ideation, prototyping, deployment of MVPs. Now, MVP stands for minimal viable product. That's the job of a developer, really embarking on a sprint journey in an agile framework and running storyboards to deploy their applications from an ideation stage all the way up to building a minimal viable product, which is basically the first working version of an application straight from an engineering college directly to a corporate lab and out to the industry production scenario. What does an IT administrator aspire to be? Following the path to seniority, he or she can become a network architect, a security architect, a DevSecOps architect, as they tell you these days, with site reliability engineering, integrating development, operations, security all into one box. That's your DevOps architecture. And the generic infrastructure architecture, which again encompasses so many essential aspects, which is cloud computing, Gen AI, and whatnot. Infrastructure architecture is again a broad portfolio. Sometimes network architecture, security architecture, DevOps architecture are essentially all rolling up to a lead infrastructure architect. It's very common these days. What does the roadmap of an IT analyst look like? The IT analyst would be doing a lot of data pre-processing, extraction, transformation, loading, or ELT that they call it these days, with the load happening before the transformation can happen. Data architect. This encompasses things like databases, data analytics, data warehouse, data pre-processing, data mining, data cleansing. And as you gain and build on expertise, you can become a machine learning architect or an artificial intelligence architect. Now, what's an IoT architect? IoT is a specialized branch which deals with machines communicating with other machines or humans. Internet of Things. This has become very popular these days. And manufacturing industries, hospitality industries, anywhere where you see sensors, actuators, transmitting signals, it's a data explosion all across. An IoT architect will be dealing with the analytics part of it, the controller app part of it, and edge computing. That's a new term which we will discuss in a future series. The tester, don't demean or undermine the capabilities of a software tester. It's very important because remember, friends, the tester is actually having the broad and highest level knowledge of the business workflows and processes by virtue of doing functional testing, stress testing, load testing, and performance testing, and using automation tools, using platforms, and using software products and tools. The business architect grooms to become a domain architect. Now, the domain will be becoming a very important aspect as we scale in the future. The domain can consist of a line of business, which can essentially be banking, financial services, insurance, manufacturing, retail, media, telecommunication, healthcare, and so on and so forth. With that, we will close this video with some thoughts and knowledge and future questions on how you can groom your career path to become an architect one day. This is not all. You can actually scale this further to become an enterprise architect. What's an enterprise architect? What's a chief architect? What's a lead architect? And how it all boils down to the future head of technology in an organization, the chief technology officer. We will discuss that in the next series. Thank you for watching, friends.